Hey folks, just sending a video of a Cakewalk by Bandlab mastering session by an amateur, right? So I'm just going to show you my version of mastering, and everybody's got a different way of doing it. Seems everybody, or a lot of people, will use different plugins because they like the particular sound, the flavor it gives the song. And so what you're seeing on the screen right now is I took my project here and I bounced it over to a track. All the 58 tracks all put onto 59. So I generally, what I do is I create two projects. I create one that is the mixing project, which is what you're looking at, and I have another one which is specific to the mastering. Now, I am not a person who gets into the forensics of mastering. It's an art. I mean, in itself. If you learn mixing and then move on to mastering, you never really learn everything. So you can acquire more knowledge from other people, and that's kind of what this video is. If you have a video of your mastering technique, by all means, I'd like to watch it. So I generally, I have two projects. I copy this stem or this track, and I go over and open up my, oh crap, I didn't actually pre-open it. So, all right, let me just do that. File, open. How many times do we do this in a freaking day? And we go down to the song Still Alive. This is a mastering project here, and I'm opening it up. This is a song about, it's kind of a secret agent type clandestine theme. The storyline is about a guy who is a secret agent, and he is with this woman who is also a secret agent, but for the bad side, and they battle it out, and you don't see the ending. That was the whole point of it. Now, so I go into my mastering project here, and I create a new audio track, insert audio track, and I go down here and I just paste the copy that I did of the bounced project from the other project. So this old track, I just keep it around for a second because I just want to do all the pre-fade and post-fade here as it's set up, because it's the way I set it up, and I don't want to have to go through the process of finding the right calibration on that. So then, I mean, you should know that kind of stuff. Obviously, I don't have to point it out. After I was done, I just create a fade, just go on the edge, and you can right click and get the three different options there. So now I can delete the previous track or previous iteration of this project, save it, and then now I have, this is where we start the mastering project, or the process. So I go in here. I have three plugins that I generally use, and sort of use them religiously. This is kind of how everything kind of fell together. And let's start off right at the top of the chain. Is I use the Waves Abbey Road, their mastering plugin, and maybe you can refresh my memory, but I've forgotten what TG stands for. Anyways, so I go into this and I generally choose a preset, and this is how I've learned to mix and master, is by watching videos and reading books and all that jazz. But as part of that is just going in and experimenting. It's a huge part of it. Just go in, pick a preset. Do you like it? Do you kind of like it? Do you kind of want to keep it, but it's got something wrong with it? Then try tweaking it. Try adjusting. This is generally, it's got 4 different components here. And I generally don't get into these too much. I set mine to modern, and I don't go into too much other than the EQ. The algorithms that are used for the presets are fantastic, and it sets it up nicely, but I just want to make a tweak. And so what I did was I just kind of brought down the high end and cleared that up. Okay, so I chose a particular preset, and that's the one I'm going with. And there's a ton of them. You could, I mean, all different mixers, super pros out there. Yeah, crazy. And yeah. So we move on to the next part of the chain, and that is the limiter. Everybody seems to swear by FabFilter. Their products are absolutely superb. So I use this, and I won't play the song until I explain this, because I don't have it set up to actually bypass my speakers. So I gotta figure that shite out. And this will play at I've set it to 2 dB here. I've also set FabFilter to CD quality, so this Luft's point should be the 0 minus 9 dB, the CD quality. You know, the loudness wars out there, I just don't want to partake in it. I figure it sounds better when you're not trying to exert so much volume into a song, and that's how it used to be, and now it's kind of out of control. So I leave it like this and let you choose what the volume is. You know, that's how I view this process. So for this song, I didn't really need to go above 2 on the dB scale here, and gain wise. I set my oversampling depending on how much juice you got. I put mine to 4 times, and you know, you can go all the way up, but I just go for 4 and true peak limiting. Yeah, I enabled that, and that's pretty much it. So if I play it, you'll notice on the left, I'll just mention this one in the process, is this is another Waves, it's WLM meter, and it's fantastic. It also has a bit of limiting capability in it, but what I use it specifically for is it tells me my levels especially my average over the song, because I generally want to get songs to about -9 dB. And so this tells me what my LUFS are at, or -9 LUFS, I guess. Yeah, on the LUFS loudness unit scale. So this tells me the average, and I really like that long term because it gives me an idea short term how loud this song is, and I want to try to keep that near -9. And I do vary it, but I tend to try to keep it around 9. But the whole point is to try to get a good average volume in that RMS way, if you know what I'm saying. So the short term just tells me the immediate, and I go, okay, way too loud. Might be -5 when it's playing, and I want to get that up kind of -8, -9, but I want my long term to be kind of -8. I don't know. I feel like I'm bending to the loudness wars in a way, but this is the way it is. So I hit reset if I got to do this over and over after, and things aren't sounding right. And true peak max I set to -1. Used to know why I did that, but now I just don't. This is the optimum setting, and my target is -9. So I set that. Short term, short, min, and max, I've never set those. I've never touched anything else on this except the reset button, just to reset the short term, long term if I have to replay. So there's obviously other options in here, and I appreciate it, but I don't use them. It's all about time, right? You want to just get things done. So if I play it, then you'll see what I'm talking about. And I don't know if you'll be able to hear me, but I'll just play it for a bit and just leave it at that. So you might not be able to hear me, but you can see it's around -8, -9. This is before the vocals, and then there's distortion guitar later, so I kind of keep it at, this is probably a little bit too loud, but it'll do. It'll go down to -7 in parts and then back to quiet, but I'm looking at the long term and hoping it stays at -8. That's good. I keep thinking of, hold on. Yeah. Okay. So I'm good. That's it. Damn it. You could spend friggin' 10 years on a song. I swear to God, it's like, no, that's not right. No, that's not good enough. No. And there's always something. You have to know when to let go. It is absolutely part of mixing a song and mastering it. You have to know when it sounds good enough and you're confident with the sound enough that you can go, okay, there's no clear major mistakes in it. I did my best on the mix, and it's edited properly, and you don't have like saliva in the vocals and stuff like that, you know. And once you have that, it's then you can actually move on. So I would go to File, Export, Audio, and I have mine. Okay. I like this little new export menu they came up with. So I'm exporting this to waves, and there we go. I put it up on SoundCloud. I already have a version up there, but yeah, you can figure all that stuff out. This is and I create an MP3. Sometimes I don't really need it. Other times I do, so I always create it. And that is pretty much that. So there you go. We don't have to wait for this to finish. All right, have a good one.